Hello all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here, and today we're going to be doing something a little special. Again, we're doing some special things lately. Here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to walk you through the general best way to unlock your legendary commanders. Now, this is a question I get all the time. I've got so. What do I work on next? This video is to help you kind of judge what that next commander should be. Based on your role, I'll do a little bit of augmentation at the end, but this is the best, in my opinion, general way to unlock your commanders, okay? And how to max them out, how to... just the order in general. Should I put them at 5551? Should I put them at 551? All that good stuff. We're going to jump into that. I'm going to go ahead and load up the commanders in front of you. I'm in the tavern right now. So what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you the commander. He's going to pop up right here. And then I'll go into why that is the commander to do and how to unlock him at that stage in your game. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first commander that you're going to come across is Charles in your MGE. You should definitely unlock him and get him to 5511. He's going to be one of the stalwart commanders in your repertoire throughout the game. He is endgame usable. He's usable in multiple situations. He's a commander you must have, but get him to 5511 to start. I'm trying to make this a little bit lower spender friendly as well. We're not talking about Barca. We're not talking about Mina. That's up to you as far as how much money you're going to spend into the game. However, these are the ones that are going to be for the gold keys, the MGEs, the Wheel of Fortunes. Okay? So Charles 5511, that's your first commander. The next thing that's going to pop up is Richard. He's going to be on your first Wheel of Fortune. Get him 5511. You definitely want to make sure that you have him in your repertoire. We're going to be maxing him and Charles later. We're going to get to that as we go through the stages. The next commander you're going to come across is 1YSG. If you have had anything to do with this channel since its creation, you know you're going to want to max YSG. This will be your first maxed commander that's legendary, okay? He's so versatile. He's usable in every phase of the game. He's usable in the end game and beyond. He's just that good of a commander until they nerf bat the crap out of him, which I don't see ever happening. Or again, we just come up with an extra YSG that's, you know, Uber YSG 2.0. Then you're going to want to max YSG. Right now, he's going to be your first max legendary commander. The next commander that you're going to want to start taking a look at is Saladin. Saladin is one of those commanders as well. Very versatile, very usable in all phases of the game, even Garrison. It's crazy. And he's usable at 5551. That's what you're going to want to do next. So max YSG, then jump to Saladin and make him 5551. It's going to take you roughly... I want to say it's about 350 to 360 sculptures, maybe 380 sculptures to get him to 5551. You can stop there unless you absolutely just have extra stuff rolling around, but trust me, I've got things that you're going to want to put those extras to, so make sure that you get him to 5551. The next commander that you're going to want to work with is Khan. I would recommend unlocking him, but don't really focus on him. He is a Wheel of Fortune commander. If you've got money to spend, feel free to roll all the Wheel of Fortunes. You're going to want to max him at some point. However, again, if you don't have the money, the extra money to put into the game, and you want to be very focused with what you spend on the game, to me, Khan is one of those commanders that you really need to max. And to do that, it's going to cost you quite a bit to get the gems to roll the Wheel of Fortune 9 times. And then the other 300 and some sculptures that you're going to need to actually max him. So to me, unlock Khan, and then we're going to move on to the next commander, which is the next commander you're going to max, and that is Alex. Alex is going to be your next second legendary commander to max. First was YSG, second is Alex. Alex is another one of those universal commanders that is usable with any troop type as a second. And again, he has so many benefits to the open field fights, rallies, etc. The only thing he's not good at is Garrison, but again, you've got Charles for that, right? You've got Charles and you've got YSG maxed at this point. So you got Charles at 5511 at least and YSG maxed. That's what your Garrison's going to be. So once you get to Alex, that's what you're going to want to start maxing. He is your next max. Next commander you're going to come across is Constantine. Constantine is interesting, to say the least, right? So the The meta, whenever you start to get to a normal kingdom with normal progression to take care of an Attila Takeda, is Charles Constantine. However, with such a large amount of migration and things like that, you're going to start seeing people with Charles Theodore, which is what we're going to get into from the garrison player perspective at the end of this video. So Constantine is kind of in limbo. He's got some use and utility. He's definitely a must-have for Canyon, so if you're a heavy Canyon player, definitely get him to a certain perspective. But to me, you can get Constantine to 5-5, 1-1, and then move on. Okay, you want to have that second skill max for sure with that health bonus. The first skill is his best skill, and then the third skill having that extra cav attack or a cav damage going for your army or what garrison, whatever situation you're in. That's nice to have, but again, for what you're going to be using him for, you can use him at 5-5, 1-1 and be just fine. I still haven't maxed my Constantine on my main account, and it works just fine. I get first place in Lost Canyon quite often without even having him maxed. So Constantine is your next commander after maxing Alex 5-5, 1-1. Now we're going to come up to some commanders that, this is my opinion, you can kind of go for it, but it's up to you how you want to progress. This is what I would tell you if you asked me what I should do next. So we've got Edward and Tamirs coming up next in the wheel and the MGE. I would say unlock them, but don't invest in them. Again, Edward is the wheel commander, Tamirs is the MGE commander. With any wheel commander, you can basically, if you max spin all 3 sets of wheels, you can get them to about 5-5, 5-5-5-1 or 5-5-5-2, or if you're really unlucky, 5-5-4 or 3. That's usually about where you get them with full max spins on any of these commanders on the wheel. So that's up to you if you want to invest in Edward at that point. I personally regret maxing out Edward. There's just not and except for KBK 2, there's really not a like, oh my gosh, I have to have an Edward. After KBK 2 is over, his return is diminished significantly. Tamirs, however, is very good. Edward Tamirs is used in endgame Canyon. However, again, it's just not that special to me. So I would say unlock Edward, unlock Tamirs, and then move on. Now we start getting into the 3rd generation commanders, okay? Attila and Takeda. So Takeda is your next commander that you're going to focus on. He is on the wheel. Get him to at least 5-5-5-1 from your wheel spins, and then max him, okay? So you've got unlock Tamiris, unlock Edward, Takeda 5-5-5-1, then max. Now you can, if you're going to be a rallier, you can put Takeda at 5-5-5-1 and then switch to Attila, max Attila, then max Takeda. At this point in your account's life, you'll have 2 legendary max commanders. You'll have Charles 5-5-1-1, Richard 5-5-1-1, Saladin 5-5-5-1. You'll have Constantine. You'll have all the commanders unlocked, but then you're going to have Saladin 5-5-5-1, Takeda 5-5-5-1, and you're going to want to start maxing Attila. Attila Takeda is the best rally in the game. Let's be honest, it hasn't gone anywhere. He is still the best, even in KBK Season 5. He will be used in KBK Season 6 unless something else crazy happens, which we'll figure that out if it ever happens, okay? Now, we've got, at this point, Attila maxed. You can swap back to Takeda and max him at that point. Now you've got a really good cav setup for rally. You've got great cav setups for open field. You've got great infantry setups for open field. You've got tons of different versatilities with Alex and YSG and all that good stuff. This is where your account really starts to take shape, okay? So now that we've maxed Attila, we've gotten Takeda at least a 5-5-5-1. Then we start to get to the Guan Yu and Leo stage. Now Guan Yu, his skills are a little funny. His expertise is not that impressive because it doesn't proc that often unless you have a Skolas coin or your skills fall in a particular order. With Guan Yu, you can do 5-1-5-5. If you can get something like that, you can reserve the extra sculptures that you would normally spend on maxing him to use with future commanders that we're going to go over, okay? If for some reason you go 5-1, if you go 5-1-5-5, that's what you should do. If for some reason, whenever you're going through your skill progression, you just don't get lucky and it goes 5-5-4-3, then you're gonna want to max it, because those third and fourth skills are very, very important for Guan Yu, and at that point you're gonna kind of be pot committed. So you need to go ahead and max Guan Yu. Again, that's going to be your next max commander after Attila and Takeda. Now, Guan Yu, you don't need to max him if you get him 5-1-5-5 right away, because that second skill is only for rallies. If you don't want to rally, then you're not going to have to need that skill. So I would recommend 5-1-5-5 be the minimum that you would want to use him at. With Leonidas, you should get him to 5-5-1-1. He can be maxed at some point, and that's going to be up to you whether you want to be a heavy infantry player or whether you just want to have good versatility. Leo 5-5-1-1 with Constantine 5-5-1-1 is a pretty good combo for open field, for garrison, all those good things, and for canyon, guys. If you want to use them that way too, Leo's functional in all those settings, but again, he's not so special that I say you gotta max him right now. He's not an Attila, he's not an Alex, he's not a YSG. I think we can all agree there. So Guan Yu max if you need to, 5-1-5-5 if you're lucky. Unlock Leo to 5-5-1-1 if you want to start kind of working on getting him maxed out. He is very nice maxed out, but he's not amazing, okay? And I don't really recommend maxing him with your sculptures that you have left. So after that, we start to go on a little bit of a work on what we've got session. So this is the next stages that you should do. You should work on finishing your Charles. At this point, you should have gotten him to probably 5-5-5 something with gold keys, okay? And if you're buying the daily bundles, you should at least have him usable in there too if you've maxed double C already, which again is a gold key commander and not in a wheel and not in an MGE. So we've kind of skipped over him, but just get him wherever you need him at. But with Charles, you want to make sure that you are maxing him out at this point. Charles is your first max, then Richard, then Khan, in my opinion, then Constantine if you're going to do it. Now, again, this is where you can understand what kind of player you're going to be. If you're going to be a garrison player or heavy infantry, I would say Constantine should be your next maxed after Khan. If you're going to be heavy cav and you're going to be heavy open field, then Saladin should be your next pick, because those extra bonuses to the skill damage, the healing reduction, all those good things that Saladin's expertise gives are pretty good. They're pretty good. I would definitely keep them handy for all those things. So at this point, again, we should, if you're spending into the game, this is kind of going to be where you're at. If you're not spending into the game or very, very minimally spending, you'll have variations of all this, right? But you'll have Charles max, Richard max, YSG max, Saladin max, Khan, if you chose to max Khan max Alex. Again, Constantine at that point is up to you if you're a garrison or not. Edward should be unlocked. Tamirs should be unlocked. Attila and Takeda both maxed. Guan Yu, if you're lucky, 5-1-5-5. If you're not, he's maxed. Leo at 5-5-1-1. That should be your setup so far. And now we start to get into the archer setups with Ramses and Artemisia. Now with Ramses. Ramses is going to be a commander you want to max at some point, okay? I would say from this point forward, from Ramses opening forward, all the commanders I just talked about, Charles, Richard, Khan, Constantine, and Saladin, you want to make this period after Leo and before William your maxing period for all those commanders. Because what's going to happen is this. You're going to have Ramses and Artemisia. Both commanders are really, really good. Ramses is really good for open field and rallies. Artemisia is okay for open field, but amazing in garrison, okay? Also, both of those are good in Canyon as well. Then you have YSS and Theo and Chandra and William. So Chandragupta and William are your final two pairings that we have right now. We should be getting some infantry pairings coming sometime soon. We'll see. In between Ramses and William, unlock them all, okay? If you can, unlock them all. I would not start working on any of them until you get to William, though, okay? The reason I say William, he's the most special, in my opinion, of those commanders, of those 6 commanders I just referenced, because he is something special on the open field. The more Williams you have in the middle of an Ark of Osiris, in a murder ball in KVK, in any open field fight situation in general, the better off and the better chances you're going to have to win that major battle because of what William does to the group around him. He's very much a Cav version of Alex in the sense that he benefits a bunch of people around him with rage generation and defense bonuses. So William is a must-have. Once you get to William, get him to 5551, and in my opinion, then max him. He's definitely good maxed versus 5551, but he is usable 5551. Now, here's where I do the, if you're this type of player, you want to do this, okay? So if you're a rallier, all right, there's really only a couple sets of rallies that you want to use end game. Attila Takeda is your best rally. I said it at the very beginning. It's still true. Make sure your Attila Takeda are maxed, and then start working on maxing your Ramses, okay? The main garrison, which is the next one I'm going to go to, is Charles Theo right now. Charles Theo, you have Artemisia Wu still working pretty well. You've got, things like that. But Charles Theo is like the bread and butter. YSS Theo is still a thing too, but I personally prefer Charles Theo over YSS Theo for a couple reasons. One of which is you don't have to max another legendary commander because you've already got Charles maxed out. And then two, it's just better. I've seen the better reports on Charles Theo versus YSS Theo. If you're going to be a rallier, Attila Takeda is always the best, except for when you see Charles Theo. When you have a Charles Theo, especially if you're able to double rally, you can send Ramses YSG and that thing will wreck some stuff, all right? Ramses YSG or Ramses Tamirs both work really, really well. And again, in that list, I didn't say max Theo or max Tamirs. I said max YSG. You've already got that maxed out. So if you max out Ramses, you've got a very well-rounded and capable rallying setup for any situation. Because Attila Takeda is basically best against everything else. And then Ramses YSG is best against Charles Theo. So that's if you're a rallier. You want to start really working on Ramses after you've gotten William maxed. If you're a garrison player, like I just said, focus on maxing your Charles as early as possible. And if you're after KBK3, start working on maxing your Theodora. The earlier you have Theodora maxed, the more benefit you're going to get from it, the more beneficial you'll be to your alliance and your kingdom, etc. Especially if you're a league player, maxing Theodora is a must-do. If you are a garrison player, you got to do it. Make sure you gear up that Charles really nice and tight, and you'll be in really good shape. Garrison players should have Charles, should have Wu, should have Constantine, and Theodora maxed at a minimum. Those are the four that you really want to focus on as a garrison player in this game. Now, if you're an open field player, because it's a little bit different than both of those other two scenarios, you definitely got to max William, you got to max Khan, you got to max Charles, you got to max Richard, you got to max Guan Yu ASAP. I've already got you maxing guaranteed YSG and Alex. You got to do those things, but those 5 commanders are some of the best open field commander pairings in the game, especially with the Alex and YSJ being maxed. Versatility wise, you can do all kinds of crazy pairings and get those things knotted up tight and have a really, really effective open field fighting setup for you and your account. So let's recap really quick. Charles 5511, Richard 5511, YSG maxed, Saladin 5551, Unlock Khan, Alex Max, Constantine 5511, Unlock Edward, Unlock Tamiris, Takeda 5551, Attila maxed, then switch back to Takeda to finish him and max him. Then we got Guan Yu 5155. If you're not that lucky, max that bad boy. Unlock Leo to 5511. Work on finishing your Charles, Richard, Khan, Constantine, and Saladin. At that point, in between unlocking Ramses, Artemisia, YSS, Theo, Chandragupta, and finally unlocking William, getting him to 5551, and then maxing that sucker. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope it's been very informational for you. See you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.